which for us is a seamless experience of drilling down into your contact, abstracting the message, the mode of delivery, whether SMS or instant messaging or email, and then also bringing in your social context, so having natural pulses into your social network. For us, those are all about driving stickiness into the experience. So from a long tail adoption and addressing the adoption that could come from devices that are outside of maybe the more capable or enabled devices, yes, we totally agree with that. For us, I mean, at Yahoo, we touch 500 million users a month. So it's very important for us to take that approach. To address the issue of monetization specifically, though, clearly we believe mobile advertising strategy is important, but key to driving the monetization there is deeply understanding the user profile, user behavior, in a framework for us of who you are and who you know, where you are and where you go, and what you're interested in. And if certainly in our product development process, we believe that the bringing together of those components, the who you are and who you know, is about not only who you have in terms of your instant messaging and your contact list, but in terms of who you relate to from your social networks. Where you are and where you go, for us, our response has been one search. When I landed in Barcelona and I was trying to pull up the address for my hotel, I simply changed my context from my one search experience, searched on the hotel and told the driver where exactly I was going. And then in terms of interest, being able to, again, using our one search experience, quickly discover what you want to do and then where you're going. And for us, monetization in that context, carefully targeted monetization or mobile advertising, is what translates into sustainable monetization efforts. So the mobile advertising aspect of this, we think, is quite important, through a deep knowledge of what users are doing, who they are and where who they know, where they are and where they go, and what they're interested in.
You want to add to this as well?
I would like to add a little bit on the monetization issue. What James from O2 said very rightfully, is that one of the great advantages that operators have is that they have a payment relationship with their customer, which a lot of internet players don't necessarily have. And we believe that operators are successful when they make this payment relationship that they have available to more and more partners and the third-party developers. And obviously they have succeeded greatly in it with the SMS-based infrastructure, which has enabled pretty much the whole growth of SMS services. They were a little bit less timely with opening up the web revenue sharing. I think they were a little bit late with that, only doing it in 2004, 2005, 2006. But when we come to these newer technologies, then and also the app stores, I think the operators have fallen a little bit behind in making the opportunities, monetization opportunities using their payment relationship with their customer. They have failed to open it up with these applications so far. And obviously, O2 Litmus is a great example of how operator can do it rightly by offering 70% of the revenue and so on. But I think, unfortunately, that's not really the standard, but that's more like an exception right now.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm going to open the floor to a couple of questions now. Otherwise, I have a few more thoughts I'm going to ask specifically to different players. Yes, please. Any questions as before to any of the participants? You have raised your hand, and you have to let me know where you're from. Yes, you have a yes, okay.
Amora Geyser MacLeod from the Philippines. I'd like to direct the question to James, to Irv, and to Robert. I think at the heart of any good monetization model is the kind and the amount of traffic you drive, whether to your portal or to your application. Particularly to James, do you foresee any possible ethical issues arriving at incentivizing with money the user-generated interest? And to both Irv and Robert, do you have any such model wherein you engender user interaction through monetizing with money? I only ask this because you throw in money into the picture, and the kind of reaction that you get from your sample varies from culture to culture. So,
You
thanks.
said user-generated interaction. You mean user-generated content or
No,
user-generated
no.
interaction?
Like for example, the kind of feedback or reaction that say James would get from his site. Yeah. Am I clear?
Yeah, shall I take that?
Okay, all right, yeah, go for it.
So maybe I should elaborate a little bit in terms of how customers can participate with developers in Litmus. It isn't just about being paid. So the developer can share their application and get the involvement in the community without giving anything in exchange other than time and effort on both sides. And we do believe that there's a large number of our customers that will do that just because of the fact they love technology, they want to be involved, they want to shape the future. So it isn't just about paying them. However, if the developer does want to incentivize people, then we provide that option. So I guess as O2, we're not making a judgment call in either direction. We're just providing as many tools as possible. And I think, again, if you flip yourself back to the developer, one of the biggest costs is testing and developing for mobile because it's so fragmented. So I think the relationship with Mod for Hire gives a real benefit back to the developer because they can get good quality testing much lower cost than they would do by going through to a professional test house or a consultancy. So there's a real business benefit for that approach. However, back to the ethical question though, I'd just say that it's entirely down to the developer. We just provide a suite of services and it's entirely down to the developer if they want to use them, and it's down to the customer if they want to participate. No one's forcing them to do it.
Understood.
Now, I'll just extend the same question to Irv and
Yeah, I'll go next. This is an interesting question, actually. So for us at Yahoo, we are our largest developer. So, but our services are designed to, and because of our DNA, we've focused on first delivering the compelling experience to the end user. So first bringing in the user into an experience that has the retention and has the engagement by solving, some experience that delights them, whether it's instant messaging or mail or integrated experiences that have pulses into your social network. So we evolve our product to offer, but by first focusing on the end user. The next step for us is the monetization overlay that comes on top of that by delivering on the promise of making sure that whatever we do is highly sensitive to the user's behavior, what they've gotten involved with, and from a merchant perspective or an advertiser perspective, that we're truly targeting that user. And so I think the value proposition there is clear, and we're having good success with that. But the proposition you raise is very interesting. I think it's also very different, and we haven't thought of that. An area that is emerging and of interest to us, though, and certainly one that I'm watching closely, is the whole notion of, so in mobile, what I think will happen very quickly, the whole evolution from CPM to CPC and CPAs